Also, welcome to another one. Today is June the 19th. So we have 25 days until we move into the new apartment. Excuse me. So first things first, yesterday I was so tired yesterday. Like as I reach home, I mean even think I take my clothes off, I like pass out on the floor, take like a 15-minute nap. Then I went to take a shower, come downstairs, ate. I only ate once yesterday. What else did I do? Got some work done with my VAs, went to sleep, woke up. I think I got paid today. I don't even know how much I got paid. I didn't even check my bank account, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's been a good day. So I just want to pull up and chop it up with you guys for a minute before I cut back into my sentence. And so, like for me personally, after a certain point, I grew up with my grandparents. My parents, father and mother, after a certain point, they didn't really raise me. It was and when I say raise, it's just, they were my guardians. So after a certain point, I won't say I wasn't dependent on them, but it's like certain things, I wouldn't get from them. And so back then, like if I had to compare it to how it was, in America, I would say how we was probably like middle class, I would say. But it's like people would say, yeah, we got money this time and all, but in reality, what I didn't understand is that, my grandmother was facing financial challenges in her business, and that affected what it is that was going on in the house. And so back then, at 14, 15, 16, I didn't know that. And so at that age, 13, 14, 15, I was pretty much taking care of myself. I jumped off the porch and I did what I had to do, to get lunch money, to make sure my cousin had a little $20, $40 so she could get, pizza, burgers, whatever the fuck. Because sometimes some days will pass. Not like days, like we'll go days without food, but I'll ask my cousin, hey baby, did you eat today? And if she said no, I'll give her, let's say that one day I watch cars and I make like $40, $50 that day, I will give her $20 so she could get something to eat. But in all honesty, that's just how life is, and it's crazy now that I'm in a situation now, having to work a 9 to 5 because I ran out of money for my business. I had to fire like 4 of my employees because I didn't have the money to make payroll. And so I literally had to dump everything and start from scratch. And so, but the good thing is, 25 days we get my new apartment, and another thing, like that's why I went into my whole upbringing and my grandparents and business and stuff like that. Not because I pretty much come up in a situation, I developed this thing, we like to call it hyper independence as a child. So it's like growing up, like one thing I hate to do is ask people for help. Hate to ask people for help. And I have this thing, and even though I hate asking people for help, some part of me wish that people would ask me if I need help, and that shit is weird. And so my cousin, the same cousin that's been taking me to the train station, every once in a while if I ask and stuff like that, he didn't really, and this is just, I'm just saying this to say, he didn't really ask me if I need a ride or anything. I should have been the one to be like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Can you give me a ride? But I didn't do that. So I just took a Uber this morning, bam, 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 because I want to be a little early. But he called me like 8:38 this morning. I got to the job like 8:08. So he did call me and he did ask me, yo, you good? You need a ride? And I was just like, nah, I already have, man. Thank you so much. Then I asked him, was he able to make it to, his destinations on time because he drives trucks. he delivers free. And he was like, yeah. So yesterday, not only was I kind of in a mood because, you know, I was running late because I dropped my water bottle and that shit cracked. So now I have to buy a new water bottle. I thought I was going to be late for work, but I was on time for work. You know, I felt like I was being a burden because I thought that he was going to be late for his loads, even though I didn't communicate that to him. But he called me. I didn't think he was going to call me. I know he cares. Of course he cares. I love him. He loved me. But I wasn't expecting him to call me. But the fact that he called me lets me know, okay, dude, you just need to get out of whatever this is and open your mouth. So in yesterday's video, I was saying like this situation is forcing me to ask for help. Like yesterday, I asked one of my my co-defendants to take me back home, give me a ride home because we both stay in the same area within 10 minutes of each other. I honestly was going to take the Uber, but it's like, dude, use your fucking brain. $40 to $50 to $60 for a Uber, or just pay your co-worker. Well, I offer to pay him. I'll just give your co-worker some change and have him drop you home. Like, you would think the shit would be a no-brainer, but I still had to wrestle with the decision for like 10-15 minutes before I asked him, you know, and he did it. And so one thing I'm grateful for, like, I'm grateful for my evolution, because I wasn't necessarily the most, I don't want to use the word friendly, but it's like one of my friends say I do come off as standoffish, but in reality I'm suspicious of people. Like, I was in the military. I don't know if it's like, you know, the veteran me readjusting to society, because I got out of the army. I got kicked out of the army in 2018, and honestly I think it was like 3 years before I start to readjust to the civilian world. Because it's like, honestly, I haven't worked a job in 4 or 5 years, so it's like it was no need for me to like deal with people on a daily, you know, unless, you know, it's my personal customers for my personal business. But this is different. So like yesterday, we worked so hard yesterday. I got home, I was so tired, you know, I got a good night's sleep. Thank God. I'm grateful to God for, you know, the roof over my head. I got a good night's sleep. To be back here today is not as bad. But it's like, as I was working my ass off yesterday, I was like, shit, I really took my time as a business owner for granted. I really should have done a better job leading my team so we could have made this money, so we could have paid our bills. But everything happens for a reason. So if you're watching this video come across your timeline, whatever it is you feel in your heart that you was put here to do, don't give up. Shit gonna happen, obstacles gonna trip you up. Just don't give up, you know. And if you're somebody like me going through what you're going through right now, just understand that you have support. We have a free school community that you could join. You know, whether you want to try and fix your credit, get access to funding, you just need guidance, you need clarity, you need a plan, you could just hit me up. My social media will be in the description. The link for the school community will be in the description. Everything will be in the description for you. So closing up this video, you know, we're gonna always list some things that we're grateful for. Let me just look around. Super random, but I'm grateful for the stop sign, so people can stop, even though some people still run stop signs. But I'm grateful for the stop signs, you know, to keep people safe when they're driving, I guess. Grateful for the trees, the beautiful green trees. Grateful for the birds chirping, the free music. I am grateful for this freeway right there, because once I get my bike fixed, I'm gonna fuck this freeway up. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the blue skies, because yesterday was cloudy as fuck. And it was literally raining, like, it was raining hard, like 3-4 hours ago, but it's sunny now. And I'm grateful for the planes, because your boy is going to be in New York in September for New York Fashion Week. So I'm very, 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 very grateful for that. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my friend that sends me prayers. We send prayers back and forth every day, but she sent me a really good prayer. You know, I'm grateful for her. And guys, we just have to silence the doubt. There's a reason you have these dreams, there's a reason you have these visions, and don't let self-doubt, whether it's yourself or somebody around you, stop you from fulfilling your mission, stop you from attacking a goal. And so, in closing, guys, I want y'all to drop 3 things you're grateful for down in the comments down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one. 25 days and I get my apartment. I cannot fucking wait. Oh my god.